Meanwhile, as the focus in Florida turns to rescue and recovery following Hurricane Ian and federal aid money starts to roll in, the question becomes who will be the first to get that aid? And a battle of words over this right now. Vice President Kamala Harris said aid should first go to poorer communities and communities of color. An aide to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis quickly shot back, saying assistance is ready for all residents. NewsNation correspondent Joe Khalil live in Washington with more on this back and forth now. Joe.
Yeah, so Natasha, so far, because we've been really keeping our eyes on this, the relationship between the White House and Governor Ron DeSantis' office when it comes to responding to Hurricane Ian has been really good. Publicly, they haven't had any sort of disagreements until this morning. There was some pushback from Governor DeSantis' office, specifically about some comments that Vice President Kamala Harris made about how generally natural disaster response is dished out. Here is what the vice president said.
It is our lowest income communities and our communities of color that are most impacted by these extreme conditions and impacted by issues that are not of their own making. And so absolutely. And so we have to address this in a way that is about giving resources based on equity, understanding that we fight for equality, but we also need to fight for equity.
So Vice President Kamala Harris there seemed to suggest that race and income would be factors when it came to deciding where resources would go and which areas are impacted by natural disasters generally would be prioritized. The VP's remarks did prompt, as we mentioned, some anger and some backlash from Governor DeSantis' office. His rapid response director, Christina Pushaw, tweeted this. She says here, "This is false. The VP's rhetoric is causing undue panic and must be clarified. FEMA individual assistance is already available to all Floridians impacted by Hurricane Ian, regardless of race or background." And notably, Elon Musk, who's also been inserting himself into politics more recently, took to Twitter and agreed, saying, quote, "should be according to greatest need, not race or anything else." Now, we do want to put these comments into the proper context here and be fair about this. That's what we want to do at this network. So what the vice president was answering, the question that she got when she made those comments wasn't just how is hurricane aid for Hurricane Ian dispersed. The question that she got was actually more broad. It was about how the U.S. responds to climate change and poor countries that may not have the resources to respond. So making those comments, she was responding to that, but also talking about Hurricane Ian, an important distinction that we wanted to lay out there. Again, interesting that the governor's office did respond in the way they did. We haven't heard anything specifically from Governor DeSantis on this, and we did reach out to the White House and the vice president's office to clarify, because that's what Governor DeSantis' office wanted her to do, was to clarify her remarks. They have not responded to us yet. I did speak to someone, Natasha, from FEMA, who says they don't have any sort of criteria like that, that anybody who has been impacted by this storm is encouraged to go and apply themselves to get aid however they may need it. Natasha.
Yeah, I appreciate the context. So important. Joe Khalil live for us in Washington. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.